Hello everybody, Chris Egan Green here. I just thought I'd update you with what's going on with the channel at the moment after the whole piracy thing that's been going on. So you might have seen earlier in the year the Gauge the Issue where I questioned, is it really worth it? You know, this is off the back of a guy called Grant Sansom who had pirated 2 episodes of Steam Locos in profile and then redistributed them on his Facebook page, his fake Isle of Wight Steam Railway Facebook page. And then when I reported them to Facebook then said, oh, we're ignoring these reports, and by the way, these videos actually belong to Grant Sansom and not you. So I was pretty pissed off and pretty bummed out with that. You can see the full video in the link in the description below. When I posted the editorial in question, there was one person who said that I was being far too verbose about it and that I shouldn't have wasted 15 minutes of everybody's time to discuss an issue that only really affected me, apparently. But the thing is, seeing as many of you have tuned in and supported me over the years, you know, you've watched, you've liked, you've subscribed, you've shared videos, you've bought my DVDs, or downloads, or anything from the Teespring store, link in the description again, just so it's there. This does kind of concern you guys as much as it does me, depending on what happens with slips in the future. Okay, so update of the situation of us versus Grant Sansom. We've won. Yeah, I must admit I wasn't expecting us to win this battle, but yeah, we've won. So basically my friend Danny Chambers, who's well connected in the train sim scene, he got in touch with Facebook and said that he was a client of mine, which technically is kind of true, seeing as he does some work for Caledonia Works and Digital Traction, who I've done sound recording for the last couple of years. So we have done bits and bobs work-wise together, so technically you could say that he is a client. But the thing is, he didn't actually have to show any legal evidence that he was a representative of mine. You know, Facebook just saw the word client, immediately took it as a professional thing, and then took the last of the pirated videos down. So the episodes of Slips are no longer on Grant Sansom's Facebook page, thank God. So yeah, I'm feeling kind of happy about it, but I am also admittedly feeling rather tired about it. You know, the whole thing has made me question whether or not I should put new episodes of Slips up on YouTube before they go on some form of paid media, you know, DVD or digital download, whatever. I am happy for now to keep putting new episodes on YouTube. However, if this does happen again, then they will not go on YouTube anymore. I know that sounds very cutthroat of me, and I appreciate that the majority of you don't pirate my stuff, which is really decent of you. You follow YouTube's terms of service, but after all I've been through, it's getting pretty tiresome. But even if I do end up taking Slips off YouTube altogether, I'll still do Gauge the Issue and Soul Slip and maybe some other show ideas if I ever come round to getting those show ideas together, and if I ever get the budget to put those show ideas together. It is just Slips that I may end up redistributing elsewhere. Where exactly, I don't know, because there are other alternatives to YouTube, but they don't really look as good, or they're not gaining as much traction, so I don't know. I guess we'll just have to see how that goes. There is another little bit of news, which I'm sort of up in arms about at the moment. I now have a Patreon page. I'm not entirely happy about that myself, because the vast majority of people who've been insisting on me to get a Patreon page over the last couple of years have been the sorts of people who either hold my channel to ransom, or, you know, the ones who would insist on some sort of paid option just as an option. You know, they don't have to pay to watch it, but then they got the choice to, but they can actually get away with just watching it for nothing, and things like that. So feels like the bad guys have got what they want, you know, again. You know, I guess that's just how the world works now, unfortunately. But negatives aside, the main reason why I've done this is so that those who have bought all the DVDs and the downloads and all of the stuff on the Teespring site now have the option, if they still wish to give a few more pounds extra just as a donation box on a Heritage Railway, then they now have the option. So I'm only sorry that I deprived those people of that option before, but I guess we can only see how that goes. And hey, maybe those who say that I shouldn't be so dismissive about Patreon because apparently everybody who uses it gets more than 2% of their subscriber base supporting them on Patreon might be able to prove me wrong, and, you know, if they if they do so, then I'm happy to stand corrected. You know, we're sitting at, where are we now, about 12,200 subs on YouTube off the top of my head. And so if more than 244 of those subscribers are willing to give something to Patreon, then I'll happily stand corrected. But I'm not going to give into full-time peer pressure over this. I'm still going to stand my ground by selling DVDs and downloads and, you know, selling stuff that people can actually have to call their own rather than just something that they can share. And, you know, I'm not going to have tiers on Patreon that say things like pay £30 over 5 months and you get a free t-shirt, because by that point you might as well just bought the t-shirt to begin with, so it all seems a bit pointless. And I can't really keep track of how much everyone has contributed, you know, because I'm just too busy for that. Like I say, treat it like the donation box on a heritage railway, so if you'd like to give something, you're more than welcome to. So yeah, I apologise that I've been fairly negative in this update video so far, but I'm just pretty tired. But as I said in the Is It Really Worth It editorial, no railway really waits for anybody. You know, as much as I would love to take 3 weeks off and then say to West Coast Railways, yeah, about that Jubilee that you're not running for a couple of weeks, would you mind awfully sticking it on the front of these rail tours so I can get a few extra shots? Because I just don't have that kind of power. You're better off getting through to North Korea than speaking to West Coast about anything like that. You're better off getting through to North Korea than speaking to West Coast about anything like that. So that's just how things are, unfortunately. So where do we go from here? Rest assured that Slips Volume 6 is coming later on this year. I'm hopefully going to get 1 episode a month out from the start of May, so keep your eyes peeled for then. Gauge the Issue will continue. Soul Slit might continue, even though production of that's getting a little bit tedious for me and I'm not sure if it's really worth continuing or not. You tell me, and let's just hope that nobody pirates my material in the future, because like I feel that not only is it disrespectful to me not respecting my copyright, but it's disrespectful to any of you who have been decent enough really to have bought the DVDs and the downloads and anything really to have supported the show down the years. Without you guys, we really wouldn't be where we are now. So thank you. And, you know, to anybody who reached out to me off the back of the Is It Really Worth It editorial, thank you very much for your overwhelming support. You guys are awesome, and just don't ever stop. You know, I'll always stand by that. Don't ever stop being awesome. So yeah, I guess that's all I've got to say for now. I hope you guys look after yourselves, and I will see you some other time soon. Take care of yourselves.